Hello. Today we're going to learn how to set up a 40K army in Tabletop Simulator. To start, you'll need to download Tabletop Simulator, which usually goes for about $20 on Steam, and Battlescribe, which is free. Links to both will be in the details below. Now that we have Battlescribe on our computer, we can go ahead and open it up. The first time you open Battlescribe, you'll be prompted to download the rules for the game you want to play. Go ahead and click on Add Data, and then scroll down until you find Warhammer 40K 9th Edition. Make sure you check the box next to it, and then click Done. This will download the rules for 40K. Once this is done, you'll be ready to create a roster for your army by clicking on the New Roster button in the top left. Here, you'll be able to name your army, choose point limits, and add new forces. If this is your first time playing Warhammer 40K, I highly suggest making a 500-point army. This is the smallest army used in regular play and is a great army size for new players. Click Add Forces, pick your faction. For this video I'll be making a Necron army, and pick a detachment type. For a 500-point army, you should go with a patrol. Detachments basically determine what kinds of units you can bring in your army. They will have minimums and maximums for each unit type. You can find more detailed information about different detachment types at Wahapedia. It's like Wikipedia, but for orcs. Patrol detachments require 1 HQ unit and 1 troop unit. HQ units are your leaders and special characters, while troops are your basic frontline soldiers. Once you've selected your faction and your detachment type, click on OK, and you can start editing your roster. Now we'll fill out our army by selecting an Overlord as our HQ, a unit of Immortals and Necron Warriors for troops, a unit of Canoptek Scarabs from the Fast Attack section, and a Canoptek Doomstalker from the Heavy Support section. We are now at exactly 500 points, but the little red exclamation point at the top of the screen tells us that we're missing something. If we click on it, it will give us a little to-do list. We have 3 things we still need to do. We need to select a battle size, we need to select a warlord, and we need to choose a dynasty. The battle size is used to determine how many command points your army will get. Command points allow you to use special abilities called stratagems. A 500-point army gets 3 command points. We can select battle size from the configuration settings. By default, the battle size is set to Combat Patrol, which encompasses armies between 0 and 500 points, which is just what we want. If we were running a larger army, we would just click the radial button for the appropriate army size. Next, we need to choose a warlord. This is basically your army's leader. Normally, your warlord has to be an HQ, though there are some exceptions. You only have one HQ option, the Overlord, and if we click on them, we will see a checkbox to make them the warlord. We can go ahead and click on that, and now the Overlord is our warlord. There is also a new option to pick their warlord trait. These are unique abilities that provide benefits to the warlord or the army. I'm going to pick Enduring Will, which will make the Overlord more resilient. Lastly, we need to pick a dynasty. The dynasties will give us special abilities for our army, and each dynasty caters to specific strategies. I'll be going with the Mefrit dynasty, which gives bonuses to ranged attacks. If you're unsure which dynasty to go with, you can hover over the radio button and a little tooltip will pop up explaining what each dynasty does. For other armies, the dynasties will be replaced with things like chapters, companies, or forge worlds, which, while they have different names, all function the same way. Now, the red exclamation point is gone and our army is ready. But wait, there's one more thing we can do. Our army needs a relic. Relics are special items which, like warlord traits, give special abilities to the unit carrying them. An army does not need to bring a relic, which is why we no longer have the red exclamation point, but you always get to bring one, and they're always worth having. Like warlord traits, they can only be given to special character units, so we will give our relic to the Overlord. We'll give our Overlord the Veil of Darkness, which lets them teleport once per battle. And now our army is ready, and we can save the roster file to our computer. We can also view the roster by clicking on the eye-shaped icon, print it, or save it as a PDF. From here, we need to open up Steam and download some mods. The first mod will be the Battlescribe to TTS mod. This allows us to import our Battlescribe roster into Tabletop Simulator. A link for this mod will be in the description below. Next, we need to find a mod with the unit models we want to use. We'll go to the Steam Workshop and search for Necrons. This mod here should have all the most recent Necron models. Now that we have the mods, we can open up Tabletop Simulator and be met with the incredibly loud and obnoxious menu music. Create a new game and open up the mod for the models you want. Now find the right models and save each of them as an object by right-clicking them. Once this is done, you can open up the Battlescribe to TTS mod. As you can see, the mod is asking us for a code. Open a web browser and go to battlescribe2tts.com. On the page, click the Browse button and select the roster file for your army. This will generate the code we need. Copy that code and paste it into the field in TTS. Then click Submit. Now you have a list of every unit in your army. Next, you'll need to go to Objects and bring in all the models you want to use. Now you click on the little unit card, then select the model you want to assign the rules to. Once a unit has been assigned a model, the little unit card will be highlighted in purple. Do this for all your units and then select Create Army. Wait a few moments for it to load and ta-da! You have your first army. Highlight the entire army and save it as a single object. Now we can copy this army over to any map we want to play on. You can hover over these models to see all of their stats, and you can use special features assigned to the number pad. 1 will bring up a more detailed unit card, 2 will lower their health by 1, while 3 will increase it by 1, 4 will expand an aura around the model, and 5 will decrease the size of the aura. Now that you have the army set up, you'll need to set up a map. What you see here is the 40K 9th edition map base for Tabletop Simulator, which will be linked in the description. This comes with everything we need to play the game. We can select a map size, and then we can load an actual map in on top of it. To do this, download a map from Steam Workshop, find the mod in TTS, and then select Additive Load. If you just load it in normally, it will replace the base map. Selecting Additive Load will load the game map inside the blank space in the middle of the base map. From here, you can select the game type you want to play and get started. And with that, you have everything you need to play Warhammer 40K on Tabletop Simulator. Thank you for watching, and happy wargaming!